Hey guys, it's Annie here, and I'm making this video after getting off of a team call. It's about 9 o'clock at night, 9:20, and this morning I woke up at 5:30 a.m. To do, my son actually woke me up. My 2-year-old usually comes down and climbs in our bed at that time, and then I, got ready to do my workout, and I have my kids with me all day at home. Um, and then usually I will do, work during the, when they're napping and late at night. So I'm making this video about sacrifices and where and what you need to do. And if your why is big and you have a vision for, where you can go with this opportunity of coaching. And you can take your time, and that's sort of what I did in the very, very beginning. I sort of did it here and there, and I didn't really treat it like a business. And the past year, I've honestly and truly committed and sacrificed a lot of things in not only my life with my kids, but my life with my husband. Time is probably the number one thing that I've sacrificed, and I'll give you a couple examples of things that I've given up in order to get to where I am, to meet the why in my forefront of where I want to go with this opportunity and what I've, where I was 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was on unemployment with a lot of debt. I had two kids at home. I was, 40 pounds heavier, and I decided to really go all in with the coaching. And it wasn't until about a good 8 months after I really, decided that I wanted to be a coach that I knew what it took to make sacrifices in my life. And I was at working full time, and I had two kids at home. So some of the things that I did in order to be able to quit my full time job so that I could, stay home with them, but stay home with them and not have the financial burden of my husband saying, you can't just stay home, you have to also provide. I never wanted to feel that way as if I wasn't, contributing to my family. Um, I never had the opportunity to be home with my kids. And I knew that coaching would give me that opportunity to be there for my kids and be my own boss and be able to, stay home with them, but then not have to pay the daycare cost and be okay with my husband saying, you can stay home because you have this extra fluff, and not have to be like financially strapped. I mean, honestly, I was talking like $500 a week, like nothing insane. Um, $500. I knew that $500 would be able to not have to put the kids in daycare and be able to stay home with them and then work my business. And that was something that I genuinely really, really wanted to do. So I knew in order to get to those things, these are a few things that I had to sacrifice. So my general day was to wake up and get up at 6 o'clock, get the kids ready, go to work, pick them up at 6, bath, dinner, all that, and then I would, by then it was 8 o'clock, as you know, with parents, and then I usually would watch TV and we'd go to bed. So that's it. That's just my day, general day. I knew in order if I was going to incorporate coaching, I had to do more on top of what I was already doing. So what I did was I sacrificed sleep, and I would wake up at 5:30 a.m. I would do my workout. I usually would like 5:15 to 5:45 shower, get the kids ready, get them just going, check in with my challengers on my phone. Then at lunch, I usually had like an hour in between appointments and scheduling that I would do, talking to people, inviting, following up with people, checking with my challenge groups. And then when I got home, I would pick up my kids at 6, 5:36, in bed by 8, and then I would stay up from 8 to usually around like 8 to like 10:30. Uh, and then as my team started to grow, I still woke up at 5:30, did my workout, posted, started to grow my Instagram account little by little. I remember starting Instagram having like one follower, like literally not knowing anything about Instagram. I don't even think I had a picture of myself. It was just like the the screen. Um, and then from there, I would just slowly every day post pictures and gain followers. And I would go into a big thing that I did at night was, again, I didn't have much time, but from 8 to 10:30 at night, that was my time to work and dedicate to my business, and also the only time that I really got to hang out with my husband. If you're wondering what this is, it's a blanket. It's not like a fur coat. I'm usually like freezing. Um, so 8 to 10, my husband really in the beginning was like, why are you doing this? Come watch TV with me, like come hang out with me. Why are you working on Beachbody? And I said, like, in order to be able to stay home with my kids and have more time with you in the future, I have to sacrifice this time at night. I have to go and I have to work and I have to, do my follow-ups and my invites and all these little things that we talk about that are going to eventually make me be able to stay home with my kids. And that's what I did. So he understood to a degree. He still, like on Thursday nights is usually our date night, or like we hang out on the couch and usually we fall asleep. But he understood to a degree, but he didn't really understand until I started to gain that income. Because men, not just men, women too, but he started to see the value when I started to get a paycheck, because he didn't really know what I was doing. But what I was doing was, inviting people, building relationships. I literally would go into moms groups and share about what I was doing, like share my progress and how these were helping me. And again, I wasn't at my perfect shape, but I was talking about it. I was sharing it. I was getting out of my comfort zone. I wasn't the type of person that just all of a sudden like had all this confidence. I had to definitely invest in, personal development, the Slight Edge, Eat That Frog, the Compound Effect, people follow you. All those things are things that helped me get out of my comfort level and decide one day, I'm going to start to share about my life and I'm going to share about this journey. And not to like a degree where it was like all over the place. It was more of, in private Facebook groups or talking to people mostly one-on-one. That's usually where I got the most effective time. So again, like that was probably like 3 hours, 4 hours a day on top of everything else that I was doing. So about a year in, I was able to leave my, like a year and a half or so, leave my full-time job so then I could stay home with the kids. So, as you know, if you're a stay-home mom, I never was. So, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have all this time and I'm gonna have like, a lot of time. That's not the case if you're a stay-home mom. So I was making an income, of 400 to 500 a week, but then I was a stay-at-home mom, which is a full-time job. I mean, this is harder than any other job I've ever done. So then I had to recreate the wheel with, the same sort of schedule. Now, this is something that I've always wanted to do, is be able to be home with my kids. And so I just had to sort of, tweak things and figure it out and work, still get up at 5:30, do it at nap, do it when my son started to go to preschool, do it then. At night, I could now not have to sacrifice that much time. I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, at night to continue to do what I did. And every night, people always ask me, like, how do you every night, like, after you get on the couch and you're so tired and you've done all that, like, how do you get that commitment? Honestly, like, my commitment comes from knowing why I do this and why I want to be a coach and why I know in the long run this is going to help me. I don't want to talk so much about income, but after 2 years, I'm now averaging about a grand a week, and that's something that is a huge, huge difference in my family's life and a huge difference in creating freedom so that we can do things as a family. I still work just as hard on my business because it's a business and this is work. This is what I consider my career because I made it, that. But those are things that are, that you can't put a price on. You can't put a price on the chance to, go on a vacation with your family and not have anybody tell you, you can't go or you only have these many days. And to be honest, a lot of people on my team, like, they don't want to give up their full-time job. Like, they're genuinely passionate about that. Some do. Some want to be a stay-at-home mom. Some want to, do this while being amazing at what they do also, but they want to do this to create financial freedom. whatever it is for you that creates that momentum, you have to realize that there's sacrifices that come along with achieving your why. But if you achieve it and you really stick every single day to knowing, what I'm doing tonight, it's not going to make a big difference. What I do tonight from 9, now it's 9:30, 9:30 to, I'm going to stay up till I told myself 11. So 9:30 to 11 is not going to make a huge, huge impact on my business. I'm probably not even going to make like that much of a difference. But it's that much of a difference that I'm going to put and compound every single night, for 2 years. And that is going to add up. So if you think that this is luck, or you think that you see these people and, like, I don't know, like my brother, he was able to leave his job and he's on a beach and he posts a picture and it's like, oh, well, that guy's just lucky. I can tell you that's not true because I've seen him work for what he has. And once you have this freedom, I'm not talking to you on the computer like 8 hours a day. Like I have a full-time life. I have other things going on. I have kids. I have, I took them all day and did something. And then my husband had this. And then we had hockey. But you can create your job around your life. And that's what I wanted. I wanted something that was around my life. And something that I was genuinely passionate about. So if you feel that you really want to take this to the next level, these are some sacrifices that I myself have done to get to, where I'm going, where I got, and then now I'm where I'm going and where I want to take my team. And I'm not going to stop just because I got here. I'm now looking even further. And that's just because this is like what I'm very passionate. I know my why. I know and I genuinely believe that anybody that has a strong why and anybody that's willing to, simply do what we show other people to do, and you're passionate about it and you genuinely believe in it, and more importantly, you genuinely believe in yourself, that you can do this. But those are some of the sacrifices that you do have to take in the beginning. And then from there, it's endless, possibilities. Bye, guys.